So a few big updates going on there right now. We got an update there. Originally we were told there were 4 victims. We now hear that there were 5. We got an update on some of them. We know one person is in critical condition. We got an update on that juvenile as well. They told us she is in stable condition. There's kind of a makeshift gathering here so people can get things that they need that had damage from those tornadoes. Look at all of this food right here. This was cooked by the St. Charles Parish Sheriff's Office. They made all of this, have been cooking it since 3 a.m. this morning. Right here is President Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte. Shaking hands now with the pilot, getting ready to come down this plane. And when they touch on Louisiana soil, it's going to be definitely a historic moment. Right here, this is the room where those protesters had been for the past 3 days. Now we're going to go ahead and play for you right now, once again, those sounds and scenes that we heard here around 9 o'clock. Okay, Daryl, so my goal for the past 30 minutes has been to get as much stuff as I possibly can. I think we're doing pretty good out here. We got this fan all around my neck, so I'm going to start handing it out to people while I'm talking just so we can go ahead and go quick. Here we go. We're going to start.
I mean, here's how I feel about it. I think that we have always, as Americans, prided ourselves on the foundational principles of freedom and liberty.
I mean, I just woke up with guns and flashlights in my face.
In this surveillance video, you can see 4 sheriff's deputies from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office entering a man's home Monday night. They woke up 2 people inside with guns and flashlights, all because they were responding to this bogus 911 call.
Me and my mom got into an argument, and I grabbed her AR and I just let off some shots, and I ran out the room with the gun. But
is anybody hurt?
I think my mom is hurt, ma'am. I tied up my little sister so she didn't call the cops. But
where is she tied up in the house?
She's in the bathroom, ma'am.
Deputies say they believe this is the second time the same person from out of state made a bogus 911 call in the parish in the last 2 months. The man who was in the home at the time didn't want to go on camera, but is angry towards the person who made that call.
But if people keep making phone calls like this, somebody's going to get killed. Innocent people are going to die over a phone call, over false information. That's a fact. Like, somebody's going to die sooner or later.
Deputies say it's the threat towards a child that caused them to respond in this way, something the homeowner understands, and both he and police are just happy someone didn't get hurt.
I know one of the issues that was brought forward with this was the deputies came in with their guns drawn. Well, of course they did. They're expecting to find an armed suspect inside that house. We are very fortunate in this case that no one was harmed. The residents inside that house, the deputies who were responding.
There is an investigation into the person who made the call. Deputies say a potential conviction could come with a felony and potentially decades in prison.
Somebody making a phone call can get innocent people hurt. And if they think this is a game, it could happen to their family, them, or somebody. It's not even a joke. I don't see how they think this is some kind of prank.
The last thing I want is for my gun to be used to hurt someone.
In the surveillance video, you can see the man who took the purse army crawl up to the unsuspecting victim and take it with gun inside without her even noticing. He then leaves it around the corner so he can take his bike and get away.
Just recently, with a really good friend of mine that used to bartend with us, was shot and killed. This was maybe 2 months ago.
The worst ending for a plethora of crimes she and her friends have seen in the French Quarter working here over the years, and something that's been on the rise. According to the Metropolitan Crime Commission, New Orleans has the highest murder rate in the country this year, along with 218 carjackings, 343 shootings, and 397 armed robberies. Many of those right here on Bourbon Street.
This year has kind of been extreme, but living here and working downtown, you're always on edge. It really doesn't matter how bad it is, it's still bad.
For the victim, her biggest hope is that her gun doesn't contribute to those numbers.
I know our police department needs support, but us out here, we need support too, because it's, for a lot of us in service industry, we don't feel safe, and we want everybody to feel safe.
Father Otis and Ruth Prats were there at the wrong time. It wasn't the wrong place. Covington's a good town.
A good town facing the murders of two giants of their community. Covington police say the investigation started when a car registered to Pratt's was seen backing over a road sign Sunday night. They then tried to contact Pratt's about the incident, but then found her phone in a dumpster and hours later found the burned bodies of both Pratt's and Father Otis Young. Police described the moments leading up to the murders just after Antonio Tyson was seen riding a bike near Pratt's home.
The subject circles back and speaks to Pratt and Father Young for a few moments. At 3:55 p.m., the subject then leaves on his bicycle and parks it at a nearby grocery store. At 4:09 p.m., the subject is seen walking to Pratt's front door with what appears to be a knife being held behind his back in a crouched position and appears to enter Roots Pratt's residence.
Tyson was found in Pratt's car early Monday morning in a Walgreens parking lot and was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Tim Brown and Jim Mormon are both in-laws of Ruth Pratt. They say she was the type of person everyone wants to be around.
She was devoted to her parish, and she was devoted to her church, and she worked tirelessly there, but never at the expense of her family. I was, turns out, blessed enough to spend Thanksgiving with her in Dallas.
Pratt's was caring for Father Young after he had a stroke. Mormon and Brown believe they were together watching the Saints game Sunday night.
She helped us raise our 4 children, so she had a very close relationship with our kids, a special relationship, a special bond. They called her Mimi, and it's just heartbreaking. It's devastated the kids. It's devastated her daughters.